What's up everyone, it's Treelord, and today we're talking about the Purple SAO deck Yuna, why it's one of the strongest decks in the current Union Area format, and more importantly, how it actually stacks up against the rest of the meta. Now this isn't hype, this is matchup driven reality. So let's take a look at why Yuna is a top tier deck. Yuna isn't strong because of raw battle power, it's strong because it breaks the rules of normal turns. What Yuna does better than almost any deck is action extension. Song cards and Yuna effects let you reuse AP, chain plays, and take turns that are simply longer than your opponent's. Most decks get one meaningful sequence per turn, Yuna can get 2 or 3. Now, you also have strong resource recycling, song cards pull value out of the sideline, characters come back to the hand, songs can get reused, your effective hand size is larger than it should be, and you don't run out of gas unless you misplay. You have explosive mid-game turns. Once Yuna is online, you don't chip damage. You get to build wide, swing multiple times, rebuild after interaction. This forces opponents to answer everything or lose. So what's the cost of playing Yuna? Let's be clear, Yuna is not an easy deck. Yuna's real weaknesses are heavy sequencing dependency, it punishes its own mistakes hard, has bad early turns that can snowball against you, this deck doesn't forgive sloppy AP usage, and if you pilot it poorly, it looks mid. If you pilot it well, it'll look unfair. So let's take a look at some of these matchups. So Yuna versus Purple Gaius. This is the most important matchup, and here's why Yuna is favored. Yuna can go wider, action extension outpaces the Gaius board, songs let you rebuild after trade, but why can you still lose? Gaius stabilizes early, you brick or miss sequence, you fail to pressure before the board locks. This matchup is skill gated. Good Yuna pilots win more often than not. So what about Yuna versus Purple Saito? Saito is consistent, Yuna is explosive. Yuna's advantage is that Saito plays fair turns and that Yuna doesn't. Once Yuna changed songs, Saito can't keep up on tempo. But where it can go wrong is that the early pressure disrupts setup. Still, Yuna is favored if it reaches mid-game cleanly. So what about Yuna versus Gale Online? This matchup is tempo versus tempo. Well, what decides it? Who sequences cleaner? Who overextends first? Who forces bad blocks? Yuna has better late turns, GGO has better early efficiency. This matchup is close and skill decides it. So what about the Red Kenshin matchup? Red Kenshin wants the game over fast, and then Yuna will win if you can stabilize it by turns 3 or 4. You survive the first wave, you start chaining songs, however, you'll start losing if you keep greedy hands and you fall behind on life early. This is one of Yuna's harder matchups, but it's definitely still winnable. So what about Yuna versus the general control matchup? Control decks will struggle here because, well, Yuna likes to go too wide, it can rebuild really easily, it doesn't care about 1-for-1 removal, control needs multiple perfect turns, Yuna only needs one good sequence. So where does it sit in the meta? Yuna is one of the stronger decks because it can punish all of the slow decks, it challenges the top tier purple, and it scales with player skill. It's not the safest deck, it is the most rewarding. If you're confident in sequencing and matchup knowledge, Yuna gives you one of the best conversion rates in the format. So if you're considering playing Purple Yuna, make sure that you practice your sequencing, learn your matchups, respect early pressure. If this breakdown helped, like and subscribe. Drop a comment with the deck you're running, and I'll tell you how Yuna stacks up against it. I'm Treelord, and I'll see you in the next one.